UNRWA is the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees. Let's take a look at what it does. The agency supports nearly 6 million Palestinian refugees across the Middle East. It runs 706 schools and 140 primary healthcare facilities. It also provides food and cash assistance to more than 1.8 million Palestinians, most of them in Gaza. We're going to bring in Jonathan Fowler. He's a spokesperson for UNRWA. He's joining us from occupied East Jerusalem. Thank you very much indeed for being with us. What's your reaction to this latest move by Israel?
Well, the state in the north of Gaza is absolutely catastrophic, has been repeatedly underscored. This is a man-made famine, and northern Gaza is the epicenter of that man-made famine. So we simply have to have access to get food supplies in, and this cannot wait. We cannot be delayed, and we certainly cannot be barred.
Well, you also mentioned just a moment ago that UNRWA is not only sort of integral to supplying aid, it is also running schools and primary healthcare facilities. What kind of knock-on effect is this going to have in terms of providing that kind of service to people in Gaza?
Well, absolutely. I should stress that our schools had to close at the beginning of the war, and they have been transformed, almost all of them, into emergency shelters for over 1 million internally displaced people. But we're still able to continue running our clinics to some extent. We had 24 clinics in the Gaza Strip before the war. We still are able to run 8, so this is nowhere near enough. But any move which reduces the capacity for us to work on the ground is, of course, going to have a knock-on effect on the people that we serve.
Israel has objected to UNRWA operating in Gaza before. Certainly, I believe that there have been restrictions on getting aid into the north of Gaza on the last couple of occasions. Why do you think, or what explanation, rather, is Israel giving you for preventing UNRWA from providing that aid?
Well, we don't receive any explanations, unfortunately. We simply receive a denial of permission to do our work.
In the event that this is not renewed and that UNRWA is unable to get aid into the north of Gaza, what is the eventual outcome, do you think?
Well, absolutely catastrophic. We are the largest humanitarian agency operating in the Gaza Strip. I mean, just to give you one example, we have around 1,000 medical staff. All told, we had 13,000 staff operating in the Gaza Strip before the start of the war. Around 3,000 to 5,000 have been able to continue working. And as I said, 1,000 of those are medical staff. Others are involved in coordinating supplies, logistics. We are an essential part of the chain. As the UN Secretary General has stressed, repeatedly, we are the backbone of the aid operation in Gaza. So if you unplug us, you're basically unplugging the life support system for the entire population.
Does UNRWA have any staff currently in northern Gaza, and is there any thought of trying to get them out if they are there?
We have staff who have remained there. It's extremely difficult for them to operate, and this is a constant challenge.
What kind of communication do you have? And also, what are they telling you from the staff that are currently in northern Gaza? What kind of description are they giving of the situation that they're seeing on a daily basis there?
Well, our staff there have been observing what has been happening there since the beginning of the war. And I mean, the alarm bells have been rung, and they've been rung, and they've been rung. It's up to everybody around the world to listen, because they see with their eyes what is happening on the ground. They're part of the communities which are affected. Most of them, all of them, in fact, have been displaced from their homes themselves and are heroically continuing to be able to operate. But yes, absolutely, they are observing the impacts of this man-made famine there on the ground, and all the health impacts and the extent of the situation, which must be ended immediately.
Jonathan Fowler, we appreciate you being with us on Al Jazeera. Thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you.